Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for combos.
Let's see how long the opponent lets us do cool things.
Triggers. What is happening? Commanders.
In my opinion, the most broken deck you're gonna see.
Monkey. This is Historic Brawl. Hello and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB Imoti, Historic Brawl. It's like Kinnan, but in the regular queue instead of Hell queue. I mean the Atraxa queue. We all know what it is. So lots of expensive cards because the Cascade absolutely goes off, giving your other cards Cascade, and lots of cheap ramp cards. I think the biggest mistake most decks that play Imoti make is no interaction of any kind. And I think a few bounce spells or flexible kind of half counter spells like Unsubstantiate, Divide by Zero, and Commit to Memory are definitely called for in the deck. But other than that, we ramp, we play Imoti, then we play Giant Boom Booms with Cascade that cascade into other Giant Boom Booms, and the opponent succumbs to an absolute pile of value. It's Simic, it's Historic Brawl, it's nonsense! Let's dive in. Let the nonsense begin. On the play against Atraxa, we have the Growth Spiral. We have Oracle Solve, which could be an Ancestral Recall or a Time Walk. That's exciting. Turn one, the opponent's digging up more land. Blink of an eye, huh? Let's spiral up. Okay, Gwenna. Trying to do Imoti next turn. What you gonna do about it? You wanna kill it? Our opponent's solving equations. What do you solve for in this spot? Cultivate. Yeah. Yeah, I see that. I can see that. Let's do it! We get a Kami. Not the greatest when you have no land in your hand. And no big spells at all, actually. Solve can solve that. Actually, Settle does it too, because we get a 6-drop. But then do we have the mana to cast it? Epiphany. Can't cast that. What an awkward place to be. Clutches. It's good against Atraxa. All right, Oracle. Where's my Cascade though? I'm supposed to be cascading and stuff. Definitely casualties. They wouldn't not have casualties in a spot like that. Go again. Who knows? Might hit Time Walk. Decline. Empty board. Not the best place for that. Titan. Yeah, we'll draw Titan. If they kill the Gwenna, it's sad, but otherwise it's fine. Here's their Atraxa. Everybody's so excited when they get to cast their Atraxa. I mean, they have a really full grip anyway, so a lot of this is going down to hand size. So they have to Fairy, which can bounce Atraxa back to their hand, but then they have to cast it again. I'm thinking about using clutches on Atraxa or just blinking it. Decisions, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Cast this, and then I have 1 mana left to deal with the Atraxa, which isn't reliable. But also can't Allrun's Epiphany. So yeah, actually, what does Solve get? Time Walk, right? Or Ancestral Recall. And then blink the Atraxa. Oh, baby. Baiting Hope. I don't need the gas that way, right, though? I just need the Time Walk. But then I can't remove the Atraxa. All right. One thing at a time. Ooh, we hit a Mox. That's nice. Now let's just do a little more. Boing. You're gonna have to try again. Mind Stone. Hit hard. Cascade I don't need now. We have a land in hand. Down to 10. What are they gonna do? Caster again? I can hope so. I mean, I know casting Atraxa is fun. It's rather intoxicating, and in Historic Brawl, it's extra spicy because you kind of condition your opponents to concede to it. Because so many people scoop the moment you cast Atraxa that in the back of your mind, when this card lights up, you think you have to do it. But it's a lot of mana investment, and good players will punish you for it. Even mediocre players will punish you for it. The opponent here was behind on board. They needed to catch up by casting like 2 spells. And they definitely had them. I mean, look, there's a Binding and a Teferi here. Yoink. They can counter the Time Warp with the Wash Away. They have to. Oh, they can Ephemerate too, but then I get my Time Warp, so I get it. You dodged one thing, you didn't dodge the other. I think they should have countered the Time Warp and let Atraxa go and then bounce it with Teferi. But I know, it's the same story. They're just addicted to Atraxa. And they need an intervention. Because I still think I'm going to beat them now because I'm going to Allrun's Epiphany. I just have to find a way to move Atraxa and we're good. There it is. Do I have enough mana? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I do. Let's do this first. Brainstorm. The Henge. Okay, then we want to put this like this. Tuck it, and then die. You got 3 Atraxa triggers. Wasn't enough. Addicted to Atraxa. Somebody get this person a support group. Our opponent goes first. We have Grazer Engineer, so I'll keep this hand. We're up against the other Cascade Commander, the first Sliver. There's probably even more than that I'm not thinking of off the top of my hand, but it is a Cascade showdown here. Island on top, do we keep that? Yeah, at this stage we will. It lets the Castle Vantress enter untapped. Gotta assume that the Gyre Engineer is going to die somehow. Tasha, huh? You think they have a way to proliferate?
Your best shot, adventurers.
I don't think they have a way to proliferate. All right, Scry. Loam Speaker, don't really want that. And Bounty, let's see what we scry into. Signet, fine. Didn't really want that much either, but we're set up. Here's the plus. Cast your first Sliver. Let's see what you get. Cascade into Planeswalkers, the sliverless Sliver deck. Yep, just 5-color broken things with Cascade. Good wholesome deck building. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess we'll see what we Cascade into. That might make a difference. Relic. Don't think that matters too much. We do, though, have 1, 2, 3, 4 mana. So let's not attack. Commit something and then memory. The opponent has their commander in their hand. If they're smart, they discard their commander to hand size right now. They see the memory. All right, they missed it. If I had played this, I think I could have played out my whole hand. But as it is, let's just save the mana. Oracle! Pop off. Draw the time warp. Draw the time warp. Come on, baby. Draw the time warp. Oh, we drew the time twister. That's kind of cool. We also drew a Nissa we can cast and Cascade. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's kind of gross that this works, but it does work. It counts as a 7 mana spell, so we do get a Cascade trigger. Boom, Stone Rain. And what can we do? We can tap the Gwenna to do the Boseiju. That's what it's holding for. Relic of Legends, Boseiju something. Cruelty of Gix, huh? Let's see what they choose. Please, please go for the hand. They do go for the hand. Oops. Whifferoony. But blow that up. No tutor, no reanimation. Now we want to play out our hand in Time Twister. Let's see what kind of trouble we can get into. We got a Triome. Enclave. Haven. I don't think we want to royal, like cast and recast the Oracle or the Imoti. We could royal the Nissa and get a Cascade trigger that way, but I think we're just better off casting the Twister. There's some beef. Now what do we bounce with this? The Oracle? In that case, we attack first. Oh no, then we can just play this. They're tapped out. This is like a Time Walk, but better. Oh, they claim on their land! That was just disgustingly unwholesome. This hand doesn't cast the Llanowar Elf, which is a heartbreaker. So we have to keep this one. We still go ramp Imoti, so it's not the worst. Olivia, Crimson Bride. And the opponent is decked out. Isn't there a vampire pet or something you can have? Break expectations. Let's see what they take. Yeah, the turn 2 ramp card. It's becoming the thing to do. Sacrifice a creature that shares a creature type. Mana value 1+. Be funny if I could make this work. I don't think I can. Armor it is. Drew a ramper anyway. That's just good deck building. When my opponent does it, it's just, they're so lucky. Zavala. Armor. Give it a little ward. Card I non-ironically play in Emery. I think I put it in some other decks too. The Enthusiast, huh? Modified creature that menace when it enters the battlefield. You may discard if you do seek a card equal. They wanted a different 6. But that got the Noxious Gearhulk in the graveyard, which is... Olivia likes that. Olivia's into it. I think I want to leave this up because I could hit a way to make mana, like an Arcane Signet, you know? And then we would want to be able to activate Zavala. Solve. Ooh, solve. That's pretty good. We have 2 legendaries on board right now. We could go get the Karn's Temporal Sundering, which would be a real problem. Yeah, I think that's like the power move. The other one we could just get Time Warp, but the Sundering has Cascade with our commander. Oh, do we get to draw a card? Yes, we do. Of course we do. Show him the business. We got a 4 booty. We can go to combat. I'll keep the leather armor where it is. Now let's see if the opponent can clear off 2 legendaries here to prevent the Sundering and make this interesting. They've got Noxious. Noxious will draw them a card. The Unbreakable Bond, it has lifelink now. They can kill the Imoti. Sundering's still on the menu though. Do I want to bounce a Noxious Gearhulk to take an extra turn with no Cascade? Legitimate questions. So right now there's nothing in the graveyard for Olivia. And this only does the discard when it enters the battlefield. I think we just build the board. Have all of our ramp available. Look at all that mana we can make. Then we can get Imoti back on the field. And I think I can Imoti Karn's Temporal Sundering in the same turn if it all goes according to plan. Yeah, welcome to Simic, where we make a billion pieces of mana and then just play the most nastiest things you can imagine. That usually steal your stuff, take turns, or draw like a billion cards. Or like Vorinclex, keep you from using your lands. Just all the salt. Ancient Brass Dragon. Alright, they've got something in the graveyard now, but their attack step came and went. Yeah, Lightning Bolt finds a target, sure. Looting drops Ox and Burning Room Demon. So Olivia's looking pretty strong. So what do we have to do? That ain't it. If we have this on the field, and she does the thing, I mean attacking, right? So this hits, you roll the d20, get back all the things. Can I recover from that? If I Cascade, maybe. I could yoink a land and hope that... Yeah, just hope. I don't think that's it. And bounce this Gearhulk. Even if they want to cast it again, that's fine. Get off the board. Get a fresh draw here. Titan! Titan's awesome. Titan's awesome. Don't want to tap the Savala. I don't know why it wants to tap so badly. Oh, this is why. Okay. Destroy the artifact, then maybe they can't even play her. Shield counter on the Titan. Because we need reach for the Ancient Brass Dragon. Nissa. Now this makes green mana. Cast the... Because the Crystal Grotto can make green. If we have one more. Cast the Nissa. We don't have any forests, but we can untap another land, I guess. The opponent says, that's enough. You out-simicked me. Our opponent is playing Kaya, Intangible Slayer, which means they're probably going to destroy and kill everything. This has a turn 2 ramp creature. After that, very unclear. The Coma is not great against them. Kaya has hexproof and they run a lot of board wipes. Plus they can make their own Coma. The Vorinclex isn't good against them. I mean, we'll try this. If there's a type that is good against them, sometimes they can't deal with planeswalkers on time, but they usually do have a lot of ways in their deck to kill them. Sometimes they don't draw them. I also rely a lot on artifact mana to cast their 7 mana commander. Nissa can blow some of that up. I'm gonna need all these lands, I think. Don't think I'm gonna cast that Seagate, but who knows. Mere Convert on time. Wow. All right, off to the races. Does the opponent go ramp into ramp on the play in their black-white deck? Not quite. I also didn't attack though, so what do they have for 4 mana? Baleful Mastery? Yeah. A lot of people like that card. I think it's bad. Just my opinion. We've been infected. All right, Imoti time. Please hit something cool. Opponent trying to remove it before it even hits the battlefield. Nice. You see their hand like lighting up like, can I kill it? Can I kill it now? You can kill it now. Uh-huh. Oh, wow. I even get a clue. I feel lucky. Hashtag blessed. What? You killed everything I played. What more could you ask for? On the play against Rocco, this hand ramps, but it does not have green. Gotta at least have our colors. This is fine. Gotta draw a land. Put faith in the deck. It will do it. Our opponent is mulling into oblivion with Rocco. Will they even stick around to see what we do? I made a video with Rocco that you should watch if you're curious about this commander. I would describe it as a very fun and very cool mid-range deck in Historic Brawl. Esper Sentinel, perfect start, so maybe they were just mulling for an ideal card to play against us. And they've got the Wormlet, which is a really good card in the deck. Yay, we drew land. Let's get down the Sage. If the opponent ignores that, it's going to make a lot of mana. Even if right now all I can do is cast Imoti. Most of the time they're afraid of this card. Nope, just going to Rocco. The thing about the Rocco deck is it gives away resources. Basically everybody has a bunch of resources throughout the game. Also, this is really good against Cascade because whenever a player plays a land from exile or casts a spell from exile, like Cascade, you get a counter and a food token. So, could try to remove this. Actually, the Blink of an Eye is really good for that, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Let the opponent have their Esper Sentinel card, though. I might Cascade into a mana source. If I do that, I'm going to want to be able to cast the Into the North. So there's just going to be an abundance of resources all over the place in this game. Giving the opponent cards with the Esper Sentinel, probably not the end of the world. We get a Brainstorm, huh? I don't know if that's ideal, but let's have a look. You know they want to play Rocco again, which eats up most of their mana. One thing I found with this deck is the tempo is very hard. You need cheap removal so that what the opponent does, it doesn't just overpower you. And I think that there's a good chance we're gonna pop off a bit. So there's nothing to use the Sage mana with, though. That's kind of bad. Like, we can cast the Great Ender. We can also cast Nissa. Have 1 mana left over. Nissa does what? Makes a creature? Blows up the Sentinel. Could bounce the Rocco. And then commit the Rocco? Nah. Henge. Loam. As you can see, sets off their Rocco a good amount. Now let's see what they do about it. They're definitely in a spot where they have to play some answers. But they're not. They're just going to play Ginny Faye and make a billion more little critters. Go off. If we get to go off, eventually we cast extra turn cards and it all falls apart. But this deck seems... I said mid-range deck. I think my opponent ignored the part where you have to remove things sometimes. That's a coma. That is a coma. I can't believe... I can't believe that auto tapper never wants to tap the sage to cast a creature. Okay. Keep it going. Coma's here. Titan in hand. 3 mana left? 4. Five. Could play the Nissa. That's so greedy. That's just so greedy. Alright, biggest, scariest thing. The Ginny Fae, maybe? They make a billion creatures? Okay. I guess we hold this open, right? Let's go, Coma. Let's go. Yeah, just keep it coming. Do I want to bounce Rocco? These are foods, not treasures. None of these can really attack. Let's see what they do from here. There's your land. There's your trigger. There's the mana to recast Rocco, so let's be patient. They get double counters this time. Very strong. Eventually they have to solve a situation, right? Right? I mean, do I still need my Cascade? Maybe I just kill this Esper Sentinel? I just have to not die. This is 7, but I'm probably going to bounce something. Alright, they've got 3 mana. They're probably going to do something. They didn't do anything, which surprises me, because I was ready to unsubstantiate. Hopeful. Pass. They do have 2 mana open. I don't know what's going on, man. I ain't got nothing. Alright, so no more Esper Sentinel. Now we just want to set them back as much as possible. In every way possible. Triggers! Ah. Blowing up food doesn't seem great. Let's gain 5, make 4/4. Arch. Chill. We just gotta chill. Everyone's gonna eat some food. They're tapped out. Seems as good a time as any. To your hand. To your hand. Not worried about the teething wormlet. We've got Coma. Coma and the Coils. A beautiful band name, by the way. Not really interested. Come on back. You got it. How many forests do I have? One? Not many forests for the Nissa Ascended Animist right now. Alright, Snarl. Don't think we'll need that. Gate. That's another forest. Imoti! Let's get the Cascade back. Solve the equation. Oh no. It's about to get ugly. It's about to get really ugly. I do have 1 mana open. Like Surge of Salvation would be the card, but they don't seem to play it. So I was thinking go for River's Rebuke. I'm actually just gonna go for Rejuvenation. I'm going for more insane than River's Rebuke here. Oh baby. Oh baby. This board is about to explode. So that's gonna seek a lot. The answer is a lot. It's a Hullbreaker Horror. I'm tapped out, but I have Nissa. All right. No more J-Fay. Yeah, well, I'll draw a card. That seems good. Fight that. All right, we still have the Engineer, actually. So we'll put Haven here. We will return the Henge. Then we will untap the land, cast the Henge, triggering the Hullbreaker Horror again. It will get back something else that makes mana, like the Mind Stone. And I'm not sure if I have all the... I might need 1 more mana somehow, but I have enough pieces to at least do that loop a few times and gain God knows what kind of value from the Cascade. On the draw in the mirror, so GG already, but we'll try to mulligan for a turn 1 ramp piece, and we found it, so that should give us a chance. Gotta be ramping. A little soft on blue mana. We'll have to figure that out. But the Sage might help a lot. Your turn to ramp. Yep. Yeah, I'm probably going to get Imoti ahead of them if they don't do anything about the Sage. So we definitely kept a better hand than they did. I like getting lucky. What am I talking about? All skill, clearly. Most of these decks don't play the interaction like Blink of an Eye. They just ramp. Like, that's all they do. They ramp and they cast the big things. The big things are the interaction. So I think our opponent's just kind of cold here, but we'll see. They do get a Harrow, which gets 2 untapped lands, which lets them cast something else this turn. It's Settle. So yeah, they got the ramp memo, and we know they have a 6 mana card in their hand. But we're still going to do our thing first. Solve! Okay. What do we solve for? What is the perfect card against them? I mean, the Rejuvenation's just the top rope, but remember, we can't cast it. We can't cast it with the Sage, and we're not going to have blue mana going into this turn. We could keep Into the North and fetch blue mana, but I'm going to play a land anyway and play Cold Steel Heart naming blue, which means we won't have any of this available. So what's the play? Rebuke and Sundering, not currently castable. Commit. Maybe it is just supposed to be the Cultivate, but I do want something that can trigger the Cascade. I could take the Seagate Restoration. Kind of a cheeky way to do it, but it's like uncastable, right? Let's take the Sundering. Then we just need one more blue. And we be a Sundering. Choose a color at an amount equal to your devotion. So we could put 2 in to make 1 blue, and the opponent not even gonna try their luck at the Cascade? They're just gonna run from that? All right. On the draw against Yarok, the Desecrated, it doubles your ETBs. Sultai, fan favorite. This hand is trash. Must ramp faster. I will keep this one. It's just all ramp. Not sure that I actually like it, especially since it doesn't have a turn 1 ramp play. But our opponent's starting out slow. I wonder if this is a Spell Pierce based on that they played this and then they played this. We could play around a Spell Pierce for 1 turn with the Allrun's Epiphany. But if they have a Spell Pierce, let's get it out of their hand. Here's a Mind Stone. All right, they're going to Cultivate. They definitely did keep a rampy hand. On the play, a Cultivate. One of the best cards. One of the best things you can be doing. Let's drop the key. These are not good. None of these. None of these deal with the Yarok. I mean, would I even keep one of these? It's better than another land, right? Maybe I just keep the Electrolyze, because a lot of the little value creatures that you play with Yarok are cheap. Nah, mana. Keep the mana efficiency in mind. Just keep the Lightning Bolt. Okay. A target acquired. They're not going for Yarok this turn. They're going for their own key. That was a quick selection. It must be a lot better than mine. At least that's how it works in my head. They discarded Rishkar's Expertise to keep it. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Bolt the bird. Or the cobra. Or whatever. Opponent is probably thrilled to see that's what I kept off my key. Draw. Ooh, that's a spicy one. Let's see if the opponent deals with my board or builds their own. They kept Demonic Tutor. So what do they get? Casualties of War? Probably. Oh, that's fine. I will gladly rebuild. Does mean we have to play Turn Timber. Do I take the Bolt for it? I think so. Yeah, it could have been a lot worse. I even get a reroll on the key. That was so bad. Is this better? I'll take the regrowth, I guess. What do I drop? I think Palladium Mirror is going to be way too slow in this situation. Sure. A big dork. I mean, that couldn't go much better for us. Because we can do this. But do we even bother? They're going to draw some extra cards. Who cares? We could be developing. If we do this, we have 3 extra. We can still into the Royal if we want to. We play the Relic first. The opponent might have a counterspell, though. Yeah, let's be better safe than sorry. Relic is the perfect curve out here, but the opponent is leaving mana open when they could have been casting their Yarok. All right, Oracle the Alpha, let's go. Make those hits good. Counterspell the Imoti. Moment of truth. Do I bounce that stupid soul, or do I let my opponent have that trigger? The double trigger. I guess we can pass the turn and do it in response. When they put their Yarok on the stack. That might make it hard for them to curve out. I'm not taking 6 though. Care to try again? They do not. Okay, they double Oracle about the alpha, but now they're out. They have no blue mana, so good position. How do we play it? Start here, and then what do we have? 3 more mana. I don't think they pop off next turn. It's possible, but I think we are allowed to try to set up here a little bit more. Oh, taste it. Aha. Oh, and that's the game. Why not? Oh, you get nothing from here. Oh my god. All right, that's beautiful. That is so beautiful. I don't even know how to. Oh my god. Okay, make this mana. Cast this card. Divide by 0? No, where are you going? This was fine. This was absolutely fine. I was just gonna use mana from the Savala to Alrund's Epiphany. On the play, Grazer. Time to farm some more Atraxa. We do need another piece of ramp. That is not it. But hopefully the scry gets us there. Come on, one more ramp piece. Not yet. Okay, we chill. And Ulamog feels bad in this opening hand. Opponent stares at my board for a minute. I guess we can't play the land this turn, so let's just pass, make them think about our open mana. We have the commit option if they do anything truly heinous, but they're probably going to do nothing again, because that's what they're good at. Oops, all removal spells in Atraxa, guys. Ever heard of it? All right, so if we run this into this, they probably just kill it and they get to use their mana. If we pass, interact with them, then play Imoti, that's better. Especially since we can't really do anything with Imoti right now anyway. Also, we can bounce Imoti back to our hand when they try to use a removal spell. We know it's a removal spell, not a counter spell, because they just got their blue mana online. So let's see. Okay, there's their into the north. Easy, buddy. It's a lot worse on turn 4 or 5. And then we play this, we play this. Hopefully they still lean on the removal spell, not the counter spell. We get Llanowar Elves. Well, that will help us with the recast. And here comes the spot removal. And here comes the Fading Hope. And we're ready to do it again. Goody two-shoes Oracle, but they only had 1 land to play, which they would have had for the turn anyway, so not so bad. Cascade me something nice. Cultivate. More land. When you have an Ulamog in hand is pretty good. Big mana. Big mana coming. The opponent hits land off the top. Do they hit another? They do. They can Atraxa. Wash Away's chillin'. They go with Onyx. It's interesting since I can just replay it. Definitely have the mana. But do we just hit him with the Mog? I don't know. Mog can hit Atraxa. Atraxa on the board surviving is the big problem, right? So let's go for Imoti again. We hit an Explore. Go ahead, kill it again. Land, but not another one. They've got Cruelty of Gix chilling. They get to dig with the Onyx. Huh. Okay. Into the north it is. This opponent's smarter than the last Atraxa player we played. They're not addicted to just slamming Atraxa every chance they get. As much as I would have appreciated that. They're actually milking the value they have in their hand instead of just discarding it to hand size because they felt like they had to cast an Atraxa. Push the elf. You got it. One less mana source. Because they didn't have Revolt. We passed the turn. So we're going to push. We're definitely going to go for the Mog. What do we get rid of? The Oracle and the Onyx going for the land right now doesn't do much. Blows up their spot a bit. Now, will they wash away the Ulamog? Oh, they should wait to see the Cascade trigger. The Cascade trigger might also be a counter, but okay, Seagate, and it cascades. In a Rebuke. Ooh. Call me crazy. Can I get a stop, though? Okay, we put a stop down. So here's what we're going to do. Bounce our own stuff to hand. Seagate for $1 million. Ulamog, yo toys.
I'll be in my office.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Now we need to rebuild. I definitely want to play Grazer. Grazer can be last thing out though. Want to play the Relic. Want, it would be nice to have up divide by 0, right? But I can't unless I play this legendary creature and hit a source. Okay, well, we'll find out if we can do that. Hit a source. Never didn't have it. So now we pass. Oh, we gassed up. We set ourselves back on board, but we gassed up. I feel really good about that play, not gonna lie. I've never rebuked myself just to draw like 7 more cards with Seagate. Oh my. Well, knock yourself out. What card do I need to discard? This fights something I don't control. This fights something I don't control. This can destroy a permanent. I'm trying to think of, right now the board is empty, right? So if I keep Imoti on the field, if I discard the leveler, they can just bring it back. So I guess make them pay the 8 for the leveler. What card here wrecks me the most? None of them really wreck me, right? All right, opponent. They drew Scholar of the Lost Trove. It's very interesting. They could cast Memory. But what are you gonna do with me? That cascades. They can just choose not to play it. Yeah, they're gonna wheel just to set us back to even footing cards wise. And there's some blink cards there. That's pretty good. They can blink my board. Just, yeah. It's kind of rude. Kind of rude, to be honest. Yeah. I'd blink the Imoti, I guess. But there's no way to kill it and like leave it in the graveyard or something like that. So could definitely be worse. So their best play was probably the Nissa, but paying the Phyrexian life and then blowing up my own rocks. I think that would be a pretty good play for them, but they didn't do it. Yeah, that could have been worse. And look what we drew. Look what we drew. All right, the opponent is going to cast... No, they're not. Emrakul was returned to hand, and they twistered. They might not have the Emrakul again. All right, let's get the Power 9 into our deck, because that's cool. Let's get Imoti on the field, because that's fun. Get a Mystic. Not a Power 9. Unfortunate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's get Nissa, because we get the Cascade trigger. Rebuke. Do I do it again? Let's decline. Back in the deck with you. So not the best 2 hits, but we are definitely threatening. Let's see what the opponent can do to clean it up. If we untap and get the Nissa to enough loyalty, we do have 4 forests, but it seems a long way off. Kicking the relic. Sure. It's a lot of mana. What are you gonna do with all that? Thought distortion. Okay. It happens. It happens. Let's see what we get. Wouldn't be the first time I just clowned a thought distortion. So let's do it. I really just think you take that card out of decks now. I don't think it does what it set out to do. Everything just rebuilds so well. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Can't play this and the leveler. So just the leveler for now. And what do we target? Anything? No? Just get the Cascade? Big hits, big hits on the Cascade. That's exciting. Just wait till next turn, opponent. You solve this little puzzle, I'll give you a new one. They're tutoring. I mean, bouncing my board isn't going to do much, but maybe a farewell? But then we still have the Nissa? Emergent Ultimatum, take 2 turns? Go for it, you know? Go for it. They did go with farewell. Or they had the farewell and they tutored the ultimatum. Norn. All right. How do we kill Norn? Like this. Nice. All right. Think. Anything else I want to do? This turn, Norn turns off ETBs, but Ulamog's going to remove her before the ETB happens. So I think we want to play this to get the card. Mox Jet? Too bad we couldn't have made this first and drawn another card, but there was an Elesh Norn on the field. Just gonna hide the Mox. They cast a farewell, but maybe have Sphinx and they cast it again. Got the Planeswalker. They still haven't played Atraxa this game. They've actually been able to use hand resources to solve every problem. Ah, they did get the Emergent Ultimatum. I had a feeling. I had a feeling if they showed us anything else, it was a lie. Don't care about this. Do care about this. Do I? They've got 2 cards. If they play this, this, and something else this turn, do I recover? Of course, Atraxa with Omniscience is mega busted, so no, we can't let him have that for free. Do they not have Time Warp, though? Does this mean Time Warp's in their hand if they're casting the All-Runs? That's a little spooky. 10 life, please. I think, yeah, I applaud this opponent. They know that you don't cast Atraxa until you've cast the cards in your hand already. And they hit Emrakul. Yeah, that's probably the break right there. I don't think we're going to come back from that, even though we've had a absolute wild game. Atraxa's still too strong sometimes, especially if they play... It's unfair if they're smart playing Atraxa. I would prefer the little Timmy Atraxa players, please. Deck is... the card's just too good. It should be Hellkey or banned, to be honest. If they're going to ban Ugin the Spirit Dragon and Field of the Dead and Agent of Treachery, there's no excuse for this card. I saw Time Warp go by and I got excited, but nope, can't play that. Which means this won't hit a Time Warp. Yep, not good enough. Ah! But hopefully you guys learned something about Atraxa, so you guys can just never lose again. And we are back for a quick post-game wrap on Imoti Celebrant of Bounty. I don't actually like this deck or this style of deck very often. They have their fun moments because Cascade is, you know, high risk, high reward. But what I did learn playing this deck was how to beat it. See, Imoti gives the decks I like to play fits. Control decks that want to sit back and answer threats absolutely hate Imoti because Imoti just never stops producing more threats and you don't know if you're supposed to kill the Imoti or counter the threats. And what I learned playing this deck is it actually is just kill Imoti over and over and over again and make them draw the threats. If they happen to, you know, top deck their Coma and their Vorinclex and all these other things and just cast them and beat you with them, that's, you know, that happens. But if you kill Imoti a few times, it usually does mess with them quite a bit because without the Cascades, they don't have a ton of extra value built into the deck. So that's my advice, is kill the Imoti a few times, and then if they just happen to top deck all of their amazing top end cards and beat you with them, it happened. That's also, by the way, why I added a whole bunch of like utility land, like Arch of Orazca, Bonder's Enclave, Scrapyard, Murex, you know, anything that like kind of produces more stuff to do with your mana, and the gates are in there as well. It's because you just run out of things to do with your lands if they kill your Imoti a few times and you're just top decking and waiting for a big monster. So hopefully that helps you play the deck. Imoti Celebrant Bounty. State of Channel. Little rant. Standard is better, but still boring. I like that the decks I like are viable, but I feel like there's only 2 decks in Standard. It's mono red and it's some deck with white. Like every deck has to have white. White is by far the most played color, whether it's the human and soldier type of aggro or the Selesnya enchantments or all the control decks. And it definitely doesn't feel much like there's mid-range. So Standard is better, but still boring. And I don't know how to combat this. I am down with playing a bunch of blue-white control decks here and there, but you guys, the views on the videos are dwindling, and you guys get bored and you're gonna check out. So kind of a rock and a hard place. And Lord of the Rings is coming out, and Lord of the Rings looks fun. It's something I'm really excited about playing. So I'll probably try something with that. It could be alchemy, but I don't really want to see how the channel feels about alchemy. Again, kind of feel like we've been there, done that. Don't really like historic. So it might be a lot of historic Brawl. So get used to it. I hope that you enjoy it. Historic Brawl is a very, very, very fun format. Now, it's got its problems. Atraxa, just send Atraxa and Itali to hell queue and it's fine, I think, because those decks are oppressive in regular queue. A lot of commanders just so much struggle with them. But, you know, besides, especially sweaty Atraxa players like the last one we played, obviously know their deck, know what they're doing. Like, go play hell queue. Like, send them to hell queue. Send them to hell. Q. Let's see how they do against all the other blue decks. Let's not baby them anymore. Should Imoti be in Hell Q? It's definitely Kinnan at home. If it goes to Hell Q, it will see very little play. If it does, it will just be because of Cascade, kind of like the Sliver with Cascade does for Sliver. So that's not great. So probably not. But it is a very tough deck to... It's tough for a control deck to handle, and that's fine. But it's pretty good. Like if the opponent's just playing like some threats and they remove this a time or two, and then they play their big monster and the opponent goes wide and attacks around it, like that's all fine. So yeah, I think Imoti can stay in the queue it's in. But Imoti, if you like Kinnan, this is a good one. Also uncommon. I don't know what the actual budget stats, because I don't do a lot of budget things, but I would think 2 colors with an uncommon commander and a bunch of mana dorks is a good foundation for a budget deck if you're looking to get into Historic Brawl. I will also say it's a good turn off your brain deck. Like, guys, I'm so sick of trying to control Ragavans with my Emery deck. I just want to cast some spells for free and do dumb stuff. Imoti does that. It's a good turn off your brain deck. It's good to have when you want to switch queues and you want to turn off the brain a little bit. So yeah, I recommend it. Good card. Good commander. Thank you for watching this video. As always, I'll see you in the next one. You're cool.
The one in Best of One. Do you love him?
Oh, yeah.
Envy him?
Híjole, madre de Dios.
Despise him? Yet admire him? Whether you're a student of the dojo or a salty mono red scrub, head over to Moxfield, the official home for all of my deck lists. Whether you're here for Standard, Brawl, or both, see all of my deck lists from the videos on this channel. Study the curve, see an example hand, or do a virtual playtest. Whether you're trying to beat the one or study your sensei, find everything you need at Moxfield. Moxfield.com, the best site for Magic the Gathering decks on the internet.